What happens when you make half a game, it doesn't sell as well as you hoped, but it's still the best seller in the series? Try a sequel that has more levels? No, of course not. A full-on reboot which completely changes the franchise identity. That's the ticket. This game got shat on for the way it looks and most importantly, for not being DmC 5. Now we have 5, it's time to look back on the reboot and see if it's actually that bad or just misunderstood. Capcom decided they wanted to target a Western audience and gave development to Ninja Theory. To target the West, they thought we need to make DmC edgier, cynical, and more grounded. No longer do we have wacky, cocky man with white hair, no, we get angry, moody kid who says fuck a lot. It's not a great take on this world and characters. But I don't really blame Capcom for going this way. More realistic and dark games were very popular at that time. It's the same thing they tried to do with Resident Evil 6, appeal to the largest audience but at the cost of the OGs. The reception to DmC and Resi 6 taught Capcom a lesson, make games for the fans, not everyone. So I guess something good came from this reboot. It may not have rebooted the series, but it certainly helped reboot Capcom. In this new timeline, Mundus has already taken over the world. Mundus was the bad guy in the original DmC. We get introduced to him whilst he's on the phone to the president, bossing him around. He has gained all of his power through debt. This game will take shots at lots of different points like capitalism, 24-hour news cycles, and obesity. It's always the most cynical and mean-spirited shot. Mundus is a bold guy this time around, instead of having 3 lights in the sky. They reference this by having 3 cuts on his forehead. Instead of being this big, imposing being whose true form is unknown to us, he now looks like Pitbull. I know which one I prefer. He just now remembers Dante as a thing. We are now introduced to Dante, who is so cool. He gets drunk, has a double blowjob in the back of a cab, and has a threesome with strippers. Such a Chad. This introduction is trying way too hard. This is what a 12-year-old thinks is cool. When designing the original Dante, they kept in mind he was too cool for stuff like smoking. Reboot Dante is not too cool for anything, except wearing a red coat. Dante is meant to be a lot younger than he was in the other games. This could explain why he's more brash, rebellious, and an asshole, but comes off as childish. Because his personality is gone, it really affects his dialogue. He used to seem like he was enjoying himself and fighting demons, and came up with fun one-liners. His first one in the reboot sucks, he just says missed when he dodges an attack. Like, come on bro, that's not very creative. Every time he fights a demon he gets sucked into limbo. This is a hellish landscape where the world changes and becomes destroyed. I really like limbo, it stops the game's visuals from becoming stale. The red hazy light is aesthetically pleasing and it looks like you're trapped in a hurricane. It really helps the game stand out compared to the others. The environment constantly shifts. Humans can't see or interact with limbo. The demon presence is always looming over them. I think the world building is better here than it is in the other games, especially 4. Here right away we find out humans don't know demons exist. Like I can actually tell you what's happening. Mundus is hunting Dante, which brings us to the combat. These first few combat encounters are here to get you used to the game. Fundamentally this is still DmC. Combos work the same, you have to delay your inputs to perform different moves, but the controls have been tweaked to make it feel less complicated. To launch demons into the air is a simple button press now. There is no style switching, which drastically reduces what Dante can do. It does get replaced with something else, which I'll explain later on. Even with just one weapon, the combat here is fun and satisfying. Attacks land hard and look punchy. It's a bit on the easy side, and there are no crazy moves the series is known for. At some point, Dante puts on a white wig and says, "Not in a million years." This butt hurt a lot of people, saying they are trashing on the originals. I never took it that way. I always thought it was supposed to be a fun nod and nothing more. By the end of the first level, Dante will have his look completed. I like it. No, it's not as good as the old Dante. But for a new attempt, I don't mind. It definitely went for an emo fuckboy look. Like I probably would have thought this was cool when I was 13 too. Swapping out his red coat for a more realistic brown one works for this game. He still has red on the inside. I honestly think if they gave him white hair, more people would have been fine with this. We also get our first boss fight, a downgrade from the originals. They trusted you to figure out how to beat the boss. Here right away we get told to aim for the face, literally 3 seconds into the fight. The amount of time the bosses stay stunned is a bit long as well. It's like the game wants to make sure you know this is the time to strike. After beating the boss he will say, "You have been found, you are dead, just like your whore mother." Every time demons mention Dante's mum they call her a whore, which makes me think of Frank saying it in It's Always Sunny.
"Your mother is a dirty, dirty whore."
Oh. So these scenes make me chuckle more than anything. They say it a lot, being edgy I guess. Dante then goes with Kat, the woman that was trying to warn him. She can send people back and forth between limbo because she is a witch or something. She spray paints sigils on the floor because it's quicker than painting. A touch I liked, mixing old mystic stuff with the modern. It turns out she works for the Order. They are fighting back against the demon establishment. But it feels like Kat and her boss are the only members. Her boss is Vergil. Oh my god! Dante does not comment on the fact this stranger looks exactly like him. Vergil explains that both brothers lost their memories when they were 7. He sends them to their childhood home in order to gain Dante's trust. I suppose I'll talk about Vergil's design. They really were afraid of having colour, wasn't they? Bright crazy level, sure. A blue coat? Are you nuts? He does look the opposite of his brother. He is more regal and still has a bit of blue to him. I'm not a huge fan though. The blue Nazi armband is a bit much. The extra blue detailing on the black coat is a nice touch. I don't know, this doesn't scream Vergil to me. Whilst exploring his old house, Dante unlocks new abilities. Demon moves from his father and Angel moves from his mother. First he unlocks Pull. This makes him play like Nero from 4. Dante can now pull demons towards him or pull himself towards them. This helps keep the combos up. They're also using the platform, which this game has more of a focus on. It feels like this game was inspired by Uncharted in some ways. There are set pieces where you have to run and jump and use your powers. So you'll have to switch from demon pulling objects to make a platform and pulling yourself over gaps. Pair this with the Angel Glide ability and this is the best platforming in the series. Nothing complex, but it works well enough. Dante also unlocks his demon and angel arms here. This is what replaced the style switching. If you hold the right trigger, you will attack with your demon weapons. Hold the left and you will attack with your angel weapons. Demon weapons deal high damage, are slow and focus on one demon. Angel weapons are fast and good for crowds. They have the same combo inputs as the regular weapon. You'll want to be switching back and forth to keep your style meter up. This system is a lot simpler than style switching. It's fun for what it is, just not super engaging. This is about as much as the combat offers. It is fun and slightly challenging. Switching between weapons is seamless and the animations are great. Countering bombs back at the demons felt great. It's just overall, it feels like a step back from 4. It is still DmC combat, just not all it can be. Honestly, it might be a good introduction for people who haven't played the genre before. Whilst in his home, Dante learns of his past, shown to us through some gnarly looking paintings. His dad is a demon Sparta, and this time around his mother is an angel. Mundus kills her, then Sparta took the boys, separated them, and wiped their memory. Now Dante has his memories back, he will work with his brother to get revenge on Mundus. It's strange to introduce amnesia and deal with it so quickly. We get a cutscene where Vergil is explaining things to Dante in a park. In the background, the graffiti will depict what Vergil is saying. It's a nice bit of style. So Sparta was Mundus' main guy. When Sparta slept with an angel, this betrayed Mundus. As the legends say, only a Nephilim can slay a demon king. A mixture of demon and angel. Mundus only knows of the one son. Also, Sparta is still alive for some reason, but the boys don't try and rescue him. This is a fairly good first act. The characters are set up and you know their goals, so it's already better than DmC 2. The goal now is to weaken Mundus. First we must mess with a popular soda drink. Mundus has poisoned the soda to make the humans weaker. I'm assuming it's all food and drink and not just this one specific brand? This is a cool idea trying to say something about consumerism. We all know fizzy drinks are bad for us. What if that was the devil himself making it so addicting? It's a shame then this plotline wraps up with the cringiest moment of the game. Dante talks to the demon poisoning the drink. The demon calls Dante's mum a whore. Add that to the count. They then say fuck you back and forth.
You don't look a day over 12,000. Fuck you! Fuck you!
Nobody thinks saying fuck you is cool. It makes Dante feel younger than he is. I'm not a huge fan of the actual fight, it gets broken up with too many cutscenes. The originals let you get on with the boss, taking away the player's power is not an improvement. For some reason, this is the boss they decided to give all the one-liners to. He says like 3 different ones. He says you're dumped when she falls, you're too clingy when she holds on for life. Finally when she dies hitting the fan, he says you're all mixed up. Pick one writers, none of them are that good. They're called one-liners, not 3-liners. Dante and Kat bond in a car. She tells him how she met Vergil. She grew up in a foster home but her foster father was a demon. She would go to Limbo to escape. This is where she met Vergil. He helped me deal with the demons both figuratively and literally. Just wanted to point out a good line. You can see the potential this game had. This brings us to Mundus' second weakness, the news network. The most popular anchor is in fact a demon. He spreads the lies from Mundus. I enjoyed this idea as well. It hits a bit harder today. On our way to him, Dante meets a guy with one eye. He tells Dante that Mundus' girl is pregnant. She carries his heir. By now we should have unlocked everything. You get 2 more melee weapons, one for demon and angel mode. I didn't find the gauntlets too useful, the original demon axe was better. The angel weapon though was fantastic, it covers so much area, great for crowd control. Devil Trigger makes a return, it's basically the same as before, a damage buff that heals you, but when you activate it here, all the demons get flung into the air, leaving them vulnerable. It gives Dante a red coat and white hair. Maybe we should have stuck with this from the start. Very useful against annoying demons. Speaking of them, I don't think there's enough enemy types for how long the game is. It feels like they chuck shields on regular enemies or colour coded them, just to make it seem like there's more variety than there is. I find most of the demons are forgettable. None really stand out in my mind. Fun enough to fight but not interesting. Next we make it to the most memorable part of the game for me. We fight the news anchor. He is the news, literally. I wouldn't say it's a great boss fight, but the visuals will make it fun. He even sucks Dante into a screen and you fight like you're being recorded. The Order's base gets raided. This lacks all impact as the Order as we know it is 2 people, and I doubt they're going to get killed off now. Kat gets taken by Mundus' forces. This is another stylish scene. Dante and Vergil can't help her because they are in limbo, so they must watch as she's beaten and taken. I get this would upset Dante. By now he has built a bond with her. There is potential in this limbo stuff, I'm telling you. Mundus is holding Kat hostage. He wants to trade her for Dante. Vergil doesn't want to save her. Dante tells him about Mundus' missus. Vergil doesn't want to risk saving Kat over the fate of the world. Dante is really passionate about saving her, because she has been loyal. Vergil doesn't seem to care, but agrees to help. The new plan is to kidnap her and trade her for Kat. There is a fun level in the nightclub because she is the owner. The bouncer won't let Dante in, so he knocks him out. Dante then writes "fuck you" on the list, because yes, he is in fact that cool. We get a disgusting boss fight with her. She undoes all of her skin and the baby inside of her comes out gigantic. They are still connected by the umbilical cord, and she hides inside of him. I don't know, it's weirdly gross. The baby gets sucked back inside of her when she is defeated. Do we need a birth then if she can do that? Next, onto the actual grossest part of the game. Things get a bit too real. The brothers are about to trade Kat for Mundus' missus. I bet you would never expect to see a hostage swap when you played the first DmC. The hostages get about halfway, it's tense. We then see Vergil watching with a rifle. He shoots Mundus' missus in the belly, lets her suffer, and then shoots her in the head. Fuck me, it's a tad too much. Such a dark place to take this series. Vergil will always be known as the baby killer now. It's going to be hard to get people to root for him after this. I get why he did it, it makes sense. This is where you can feel the chances of this new series going out the window. This pisses off Mundus, who uses a lot of energy to destroy half the city. Dante isn't happy with Vergil, but he said it needed to be done. The plan is to attack Mundus now. Dante will be the distraction while Vergil hacks the mainframe and Kat's on comms. Dante and the baby killer try to have a fun scene with each other, saying what they are better at. I'm stronger, I'm better looking. I guess that's bonding? Then Vergil says, and I have a bigger dick. Man, sorry character for Vergil. Just awful. Dante makes it to Mundus. They have a generic hero and villain chat. Mundus brought order to the humans. They turned him into such a generic villain. I'm talking Phase 1 MCU. Dante needs to get him pissed, so he talks about killing his baby. It's hard hearing this come from the supposed to be cool hero. I can't imagine old Dante talking about baby guts. This works. Vergil closes down the Hellgate, which looks like it means Limbo and the human world is mixed. But at least Mundus has lost some of his power. Mundus turns into a giant Winston Churchill looking demon. If we're going to go full Dio mode, why have him look like a bald guy for most of the game? It's an okay boss fight, a lot of waiting around for weak spots. Anyway, Mundus is defeated, but the game isn't over. Dante, Vergil and Kat all talk about what has happened. Limbo has collapsed, so the world is kind of fucked. They act like the world is free now. But I don't know, I think I would have preferred a soda trying to kill me than demons. The funniest part of the game happens here. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. Vergil smiles and says, the path is clear for us to rule. Then the camera pans to Dante and Kat, who are like, what? Vergil always wanted power. Vergil tries to justify this by saying humans are frail and they need protection. He already calls them subjects. Dante is obviously against this and tries to prove humans are worth it because of ones like Kat. This doesn't work and they have a fight. This is one of the best scenes in the game. Vergil seems genuinely shocked Dante doesn't want to join him. We now get the best boss fight in the game. No, it's not as good as in Freeze. But come on, it's a Vergil boss fight. Even they know they couldn't mess this up. The scenery is gorgeous and Vergil has a lot of moves. He even pulls out his doppelganger move. It's a good paced fight. Dante must go full devil trigger to beat his brother. Vergil gets stabbed hard into the heart. Dante would have killed him, but Kat stops him. Dante helps his brother up, showing there is still hope, but he walks away. This battle leaves Dante permanently with white hair. Dante and Kat walk off as the new protectors of the world. The end. I'm really torn on the ending. I think they nailed it. I would have liked to have seen a follow-up. The world is in an interesting state. They could have took the feedback from this game and made a truly great sequel, but that never happened. But that's not the end for now. Vergil gets his own campaign set after the ending. I'm not going into a lot of detail what happens. Vergil finds his strength by killing versions of Dante, his mum, and himself. Once he kills his other self, he completely goes to the dark side. He is now in charge of all the demons and ready to take on Dante. It's a fun little DLC. Vergil is enjoyable to play as. He has all different moves to Dante but still feels familiar. Vergil and Dante were the best parts of the main game, so having more of them here is a plus. Definitely worth a go. I forgot to mention it, but what an awful title for the game. DmC stands for Devil May Cry. Why is it in the title twice? It would be like if they rebooted Resident Evil and called it RE, Resident Evil. Stupid. Ultimately, I still enjoyed this game, even with its many flaws. The gameplay is solid, it's not too complex but would be great for newcomers. The visuals are sick. The actual story and writing is what's letting the game down. It's too try-hardy. Original DmC was great, so this was never going to go over well. A sequel could have ironed out the problems. This isn't a bad game at all. It's just not a good DmC game. Time to rank it. First, how would I rank it against the other DmCs? It's definitely below 3 and 1. I'm thinking above 4. The gameplay is better there, but it repeating half the levels is dragging that down. I'm feeling number 47. I definitely enjoyed the gameplay more than Silent Hill F, even though that had a better story. But I can't put it above A Short Hike, which is way more charming and fun than DmC. New number 47. I guess I have to think of a way to end this video. Fuck you?
Fuck you! Fuck you!